What key insights did you have that could make the way you thought about helping these assets and these operators build their businesses in the infrastructure space maybe be a little bit different than the way others in the infrastructure investing space had thought about it?
I think to that point, there was not a lot of focus on value creation because the sector had grown up as toll roads and utilities when it started. And so people say, okay, I own a toll road. I've got cars going through, they pay me a toll. The toll goes up by a certain escalator under a agreed concession. And I have 90% margins and I pay an O&M contract. So there isn't a lot operationally you can do with that on the edges. And that's where the asset class was coming from to start with. As we expanded what we went into, more and more you meet these businesses which you've got a few more operating levers with them, but because of the barriers to entry around the businesses, you'd sit there with a management team and I'd often say, okay, tell me about your KPIs. What do you focus on from an operating perspective? And often you'd have a management team that say, well, we've got great customers and here's how our pricing works. Our pricing goes up by inflation and here's how our costs work. And I'll be like, no, tell me what metrics, what are your KPIs? How do you operate? What's your fuel efficiency? What's your utilization? What are your turn times on your assets? And you could just tell that use of data to track operational intensity of infrastructure just was lacking in the sector. It made sense because it was coming from toll roads and utilities, which had less of that. And as you found more businesses which had really strong moats, you'd actually drive a lot of value creation.
We're